Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, part of the Evergreen Podcast Network. This is show number 369 for Thursday, March 6th, yeah. Ooh. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, from the Dominator Race Product Studio, where we just had was it a really bright flash, or was it just me?
No, it was weird.
All right. It was like someone took a picture. It was almost that bright.
All of our studio lights are working.
Everything seems to be out, and the internet seems to be. All right, whatever. Very weird stuff. Tonight on the show, we're going to be speaking to TJ Peterson, developer of Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing. Still got this thing going here. Brand new video game that's going to be coming out. Well, we'll find out when. There's a demo out already for it, and it features tracks and drivers from around our area, too, as AI drivers. And,
really?
Yeah. So kind of cool stuff. Yeah, we'll talk to him in just a few minutes about that. And also coming up on the show, we're going to be giving away some Hammer Down Racing Report window stickers. You don't have to do DCR. We're not doing the hashtag DCR tonight. We're switching to the how many. So technically, we're not going to give one away tonight. We'll give it away next week on the show.
Okay.
For our how many winner next week. Tonight's winner is going to get the last East of Chicago pizza in Clyde, as that sponsorship is going away after tonight. So we thank East of Chicago in Clyde for all the pizzas.
And if you happen to own a pizza shop and would like to participate in Hammer Down Racing,
some extra
Report,
publicity and a very loyal audience that likes pizza, reach out to Ron or I and let us know.
We can handle it.
It'll cost you a pizza a week. That's it. We don't charge much. Before we get things going tonight, we're going to give away passes again. We're going to start off by giving away some Oakshade Raceway passes.
Woo!
The Oakshade Raceway 50th anniversary trivia. Last week's question, again, if you've already won,
you're done.
We're going to try and
one and done.
We're going to spread the wealth here because we got a bunch of these passes to give away before the season starts. So if you have one, and I don't think there was anybody that entered that had one, but this week. But just so you know, I will take those names out.
Please don't.
So last week's trivia question, or this week's trivia question, I should say, was who has the most 360? Who has the most 360 sprint car championships at Oakshade Raceway? Do you know who it is?
I don't.
Did you look at all the answers? A lot of people had the right answer.
Scott,
a lot of people had wrong ones.
This was kind of a screwy week for me. So yeah,
That's fair.
It'll be a surprise.
That's fair. It was Kyle Sauter.
Ooh,
he had two. He was the only driver with more than one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Kyle Sauter, I believe it was 94 or 95. That wasn't part of the question there, though. But I believe his were back-to-back, too. Yeah. Similar to yours, and very close to when you won yours. So
we shared one.
We had quite a few here that had the correct guess in the comments of our post that we put on there. And again, at the end of the show, we will give you a little preview of next week's trivia question and a chance to win passes next week. But for tonight, we have quite a few people that did get the right answer. Again, spelling does count. We made that determination last week, so spelling counts. There's all the names. We got quite a few of them this week. Yeah. Should I read all those real quick? Dave Gumby Jr., Jeff Babcock, J.D. Smith, Dwayne Hancock, Paul Graham, Dennis LeBay, Rick Phillips, Matt Swander, Sandy Lynn, Amber Hovis, Dennis Randall, Doug Frost, David Keegan, Jeff Pilson, Mark Schultz, and Skylar Hovis are all on the wheel this week.
A pair of Hovises.
They had
those folks. They know they're racing.
Let's see what happens here. You tell me when to spin it, because I don't want to.
Go.
Here we go. Okay. For a pair of passes to Oakshade Raceway, I'm going to say it's going to be Doug Frost.
All right.
Congratulations, Doug Frost. You have 30 days to claim your passes. This is grandstand passes, a pair of passes.
Doesn't he have to check in and say, I win?
Oh, shoot, you're right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Did you
have
change,
to be listening.
Did you change the rules?
I didn't change the rules, but I forgot the rules.
I see. Okay.
So you have 5 minutes, Doug Frost, to chime in the comments of our Facebook Live here.
All you have to type in is, I win.
Exactly. And if you don't, then we will go on.
And somebody else will win.
Yes. We'll go on to the next one here. Let's bring up the chat so I can see if... Yep, he's there. There it is.
Hey.
Didn't take very long. Doug Frost, congratulations. You got 30 days to pick those up from Ron Miller Race Cars. And if not, then Ron may go himself or we'll give them away.
I'll go watch myself.
You go watch yourself. This hurts my head. Elevate your racing performance with Dominator Race Products, the premier choice for high-quality, durable race car components from innovative nose pieces and balances to robust fenders and spoilers. Their products are engineered to enhance your vehicle's aerodynamics and durability on the track. Trusted by racers nationwide, Dominator Race Products delivers the reliability and performance you need to dominate the competition. Visit Dominator Race Products today to explore our extensive range of products and take your racing to the next level. Get ready, race fans. The 2025 Oakshade Raceway season kicks off on Saturday, April 26th with DCR Graphic Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and Compacts. It's the 50th anniversary season at Oakshade Raceway. Week number 2 is going to feature a full show with the addition of late models. Coming up on Saturday, June 14th, the Barney Oldfield race. Second biggest race of the year for UMP late models, and then the UMP Dirt Car Summer Nationals American Late Model Ironman Series event, otherwise known as the birthday race at Oakshade. That's coming up on Saturday, July 12th. I don't have the full schedule yet, but
I was going to ask
the folks have been under the weather out there too. I know it's a lot of people. It's been knocking out quite a few people over the past month or two. But hopefully that schedule should be coming soon. As soon as it's posted, it'll be there on oakshaderaceway.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates. Oakshade Raceway, where the fastest meet to race. Also have to mention Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Victory Fuel, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dipman Motorsports, and DCR Graphics on board as sponsors.
Good folks, all of them.
Absolutely support those that support us. And how about we bring in our guest right now? Shall we do that?
Why not?
Talk to TJ Peterson about this.
Been in the green room a while, so.
He's been sitting there patiently. How's it going?
Tonight.
Good. Here, let's. Oh, I don't like that one. There we go. We're going to do that. Make you the big guy.
All right.
So we got this Hammer Down dirt track racing game. I guess my first question is, and I know you didn't get the name from us. You're over in Iowa, aren't you? Is that where you're from? Okay.
We're from Knoxville.
Okay, so where did the name Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing come from?
We went through a bunch of different names, throwing them around, see what actually people had for names, and kind of just settled on Hammer Down because it was the one thing that didn't have a copyright for a video game and had something to do with actual dirt track racing. So,
okay. Scott, are you telling me that you didn't trademark the name Hammer Down?
No.
Oh, no.
I didn't. I worked for a very poor radio station company when I started this. So give us some background. Give us some information on the game that you've been working. I guess, is it a game? Is it a sim? What exactly is this?
So basically, when I got out of racing, I decided I wanted to use, my knowledge of computer programming to, make a racing game, because I loved the old Rat Bag games back in the early 2000s and 90s. And there's really just not been a lot of dirt track games since then. And then I guess the World of Outlaws came out with that sim game, arcade game, just a couple years ago. And then you have iRacing, but I kind of feel like there just needs to be a little bit of a niche between full-on sim and then having some forgivability to where, everyone can play it, kind of like the old Rat Bag games had. And I also wanted to highlight tracks that, traditionally never get into video games. So when I've been basically for the last few years, I've been kind of contacting about 600 different tracks and got 117 of them to agree to be a part of the project all
Wow.
across, America and Australia.
And are they all going to be in this game?
Yes, not an initial release, but I'll be funneling them out as we go along. Hopefully, the goal is about 50 of the tracks will be a part of the initial release.
Later on our show, we're going to be talking about the Motorplex in Perth, Australia, in West Australia. Have you contacted them?
Still working on Perth. Right now, I have, I believe, 12 Australian tracks that are a part of it.
Okay.
Including the Archerfield Speedway
Sure.
that was closed down. The Kellys actually reached out to me about 6 months ago and kind of liked what I was doing and were willing to let me use the track's name and likeness so that way it can be at least played with on a video game opposed to collecting dust currently.
So what other, I don't know if you're familiar with tracks in our area here in Northwest Ohio, southern Michigan, I guess you could say. What tracks are going to be included that are around here?
Midwest.
So for Ohio, I have 6 tracks: Atomic, Skyline, Wayne County, Portsmouth, Oakshade, and Millstream.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then when you get into Indiana, there's US 24, which is a micro sprint track, Miami County, and then Brownstown. So, and then when you go to the Michigan area, there's Butler and Thunderbird.
Oh, okay.
So,
couple of good choices there.
and then Florence, Lake Cumberland, and Ponderosa in Kentucky. So just a little south of you guys there.
Okay. And what classes are going to be available? I mean, is this just going to be late models? We're going to be sprint cars? What do you got in there?
So there's going to be a hobby stock car class. There will be micro sprints, winged and non-winged versions. There will be midgets. There will be modifieds, the sportsman style and kind of the UMP-esque kind of IMCA style of them. And then you'll have late models and then sprint cars, winged and non-winged. So,
Cool.
so quite a few classes.
Yeah, are
You mentioned that you decided to do this after you quit racing. What were you racing?
So I raced 410 sprint cars at Knoxville.
Oh, all right.
So
That's a big time.
So I unfortunately shattered my spine racing, and they're kind of like, racing's done. So
You figure this is a little safer venue?
I'd say so. Based off the amount of cars through testing that I'm sure I would have wrapped up millions in total parts.
What's your worst injury you suffered since working on this game? From working on the game, I should say, too.
Fatigue.
Okay. Fair enough.
So
how many years, let's talk a little bit about your career before
The game.
the spinal thing happened. Right. How many years were you involved in racing? Have you been involved in racing, as a kid, your family?
Yeah. So my grandfather used to work with Bob Trossel on the road back in the day, and back when Doug Wolfgang was driving Trossel's car, and then eventually I got into go-karts. And then went from, the flat carts, moved into micro sprints, and then into sprint cars. So probably about 20 years of racing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So you know what a sprint car should feel like and look like from the cockpit, and you kind of, I'm assuming you're trying to get that feeling into this game.
yeah, that is definitely what I'm trying to do, is make sure that, especially with a sprint car, when you go into the corner, you want to feel that left rear just pulling down on you as you're going through the corner. And if you hit that setup just right at Knoxville, it's probably the best feeling in the world, where you can just hold the steering wheel down the straightaway a little bit to the right. And then as you get to the flag stand and go straight, the car literally just turns with no effort. And that right there is an adrenaline rush when you hit that just right. But, it's a hard line to cross sometimes.
So you've been working on, how long you been working on this project now?
So I've been working on the project for probably the past 4.5 years part-time, just because racing games, unfortunately, they're kind of a niche market. So it's kind of in my free time at night after I put my kiddo to sleep, work on it for 2 to 3 hours a night to get it going. And so it does take a little longer. And then I did have a plan originally last year to take some time off from work to go and work on the game. But unfortunately, my old house got flooded in the basement, and all the money I set aside for that got kind of taken away.
So, like all racers, you're looking for a sponsor.
Oh, of course, eventually. But right now, like I said, I just kind of want to make sure, right now I got the betas out where people can try it with the controller on the Discord channel. And then eventually the goal is to work my way into, I'm trying to finish up the AI and wheel support, which hopefully within, hopefully the next 2 weeks, I'd say it should be ready for beta testing for everybody. And once that's done, we'll move on to some network testing so everyone can play online together a little bit. And once we have that done, then it's just kind of full sail ahead of me making tracks, finishing them, get the AI set up for each individual track, and get it out for release.
Any anticipation on how long that process is going to be, or is that kind of dependent on how long the beta testing goes and what bugs may pop up there?
I'm hoping that by summer that I'll have something close to ready. I unfortunately, when I was working on wheel support here right after I got back from vacation in January to try to get the wheels to work, I actually broke a lot of the code in the game. So basically you fix one thing and about 10 other things are no longer working, right? So that's kind of been the struggle at the moment, but I'm getting that hopefully finished up fully now. And I do have, the AI working pretty decently, I'd say, to a point. They just need a little more realism to them, to where sometimes they forget that there is another car next to them, and they kind of feed a right rear, and everyone goes for a nice ride. So gotta definitely avoid that.
I know when I initially reached out to you last year, it was about this time, I think it was, your plans were to try and have it out by Christmas, this past Christmas, but obviously, life happens. And still working on that, but you got the demo out, you said, and I actually downloaded that this weekend, and I don't know what I was doing. I don't know if it was my controller or what, but I was driving over the wall. And what I guess for people that are interested in this, what's in the demo? How can they get to the Discord to get it?
So I have a private Facebook group right now that I kind of update people on, what's happening and what's going on. And then in there's a Discord link that will bring you to the Discord channel. And then down there, once you get into Discord, there's a little section for the demos, for the beta demos. And then you can try it out there. Feel free to give me lots of notes, because when it comes to open wheel cars, yes, I have a good understanding, but when it comes to things with a roof on their heads, still learning. So I've been talking to a lot of people that race modifieds and late models to try to get some more, input.
Gotcha. So the Facebook group, I'm part of it, but I can't remember what it's Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing Development or something. Is that what it was? Okay.
How can people find you?
That's how. Search for that.
If you go on Facebook and search for that, it's a private group, and I just let people in. It's just the reason I made it private is because there were so many bots that tried to come in, and then they tried to post random stuff, and just figured it was a lot easier to make it a private group than having it a public one full of bots.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, let's talk about what's going to be in this game. You already mentioned online testing, so people will be able to race kind of like iRacing in a group online?
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll be able to race you can set it up so there will be a host for each race. They can set up kind of race where you can make it as simple as having, qualifying and then just going straight into the main event, Or if you get enough people together, you can sit there and do it a full scale qualifying, run a heat race, have an A, B, or C main, and
So
then
people could have like their own leagues.
Exactly. Yep. So kind of like iRacing, where you can set up your own private servers and then have fun racing with all your friends.
What about like a career mode, or if you're just playing it by yourself?
Yes, there will be a career mode. If you ever played the old Rat Bag games, that is kind of where I modeled my career mode after. So you would start off with minimal money, and you'll start off in one of the starter classes, the micro sprints or hobby stocks, and then you'll eventually need to start earning sponsorship. And then once you get enough money put together, you can decide to move up, or you can make a whole career racing. If your favorite thing is just micro sprints or late model or modified, you can just run those. And I kind of made it open-ended, so there's no, hey, grind your way to the top. If you want to race, it's just for track championships at Oakshade every year until your heart's content in the game. That's all you want to do. That's all you have to do. So
what about something that I like to do, because I'm old school? I like to play games in my living room with people that are actually in the same room with me, and there's very few games that are split screen anymore. Any chance there'd be that?
So split screen, excuse me, I'm sorry. So split screen's kind of a hardware issue, especially with the new generation with PlayStation and Xbox. They kind of, with their graphics cards, kind of hand tie you to not being able to do a lot of split screen with high resolution.
Okay.
So that's unfortunately kind of where the world's going to in terms of gaming. Is they just assume everyone's going to play online with each other. So everybody from the consoles, to save money, they kind of cheaped out on the graphics card.
Yeah, I'm old school that way, I guess. What about setups? I mean, is there going to be a lot that people can do as far as air pressure, weight adjustments, shocks?
Yep. So you can adjust your air pressure, you can adjust your shock, rebound, and your bump. You can move some weight around. If you just want to move some weight to the front, to the back, to the left, right. And then you can adjust your stagger, and then your cambers, your toe, wing angles, and spoiler angles. So pretty robust amount of adjustments to cars.
As you get into the dirt late models, the setup options will drive you absolutely insane.
Yeah, the shock is kind of that was kind of new to me. So I'm just used to the old school torsion bar and switch out a 1025 for a 1020 and go.
Is there going to be any with sprint cars? I know for sure, and recently more so with late models. There's a lot of aero involved. Is there any kind of physics for that in this game, or is?
So basically, I simulate the aerodynamics of the cars. So a sprint car is going to have a ton on a wing sprint. It's going to have a ton of extra downforce. So you'll actually be able to feel that physics pressure pushing down on the left rear of the car. Mm-hmm. And then with the front end too, but not as much as you would with the rear wing. And then just same with the spoilers. And then the wedges on the late model producing, substantial amounts. And then with the career mode, you can upgrade parts. You're going to start off with used parts. They're going to have lower durability. They're going to already be kind of used up. So you're going to eventually have to replace them. And then that's where, the whole kind of having to make choices for yourself of, do I want to upgrade this part, or do I need to have, do I just need to go and get another used part for now and just kind of deal with the consequences?
Something we've been talking about, especially with the dirt late models, and probably more with the second place finisher, is aero, because I pulled up behind him and got aero tight.
No pressure on the nose.
Yeah. Yep. Will that factor in? Do you think you can work that into the game?
Yep. So there is a little bit to it. I tweaked that back just because a lot of people that aren't racers are not going to like an arrow push. I know. I know. I hated it,
Yeah.
especially as in the 410 era. With Trossel's car, we started with the Australian kit cars, so we had a Dash 12 back when people were still running the 263 410 motor, all pro motors, and just starting first versus starting 24th. There is a huge amount of arrow push that car feels like you're going to go into the wall, but it's just all that wash coming off of the wings and
dirty air.
Yep. And when I raced, it was just at that Goodyear era going back to the Hoosiers and wings. There was just a huge wing war with HRP and Vortex wings at the time. So it was just insane amount of vortices coming off your cars, and just people don't realize how horrible it is to follow another car even on a dirt track.
Exactly. Scott has a couple of questions from our
listeners here. And this one, I'm not exactly sure what it means, so I'm sure you do. Will you have motion support with D-Box and or Sigma? I don't know what that means.
That's something I'm still working on, and it sounds like this Maverick Simulations would be somebody I need to probably actually talk to. I'm going to guess that they probably sell that equipment, and right now I got basic force feedback. So for your wheel, just to have that kind of force, and in terms of the higher end sim rig stuff, that is something I definitely need to still work with the manufacturers of those items to incorporate it into the game.
So that listener seems to be pretty cued in on sim racing.
He knows things.
Yeah. So he can get a hold. He could get a hold of you on your Facebook page.
Yeah. I mean, I carry my phone on me 24/7. So
okay.
If people shoot me a messenger on Facebook, I will respond within a reasonable amount of time, within a day at a minimum. So.
Based off his question, I got one. What are going to be the minimum PC specs? Because, like I said, I downloaded the demo and I noticed there's no settings for the graphics or whatever. And I was a little choppy, but I also have like a 15-year-old computer.
Yeah, so I would say depending on, obviously everything's not optimized yet. So one of the workarounds I've noticed is if a lot of people that are playing it now, if you set your resolution to 1080, so some people have different size, the widescreen monitors, but then I found out if they set it right now with the current beta that's out, they send it to 1080 on the resolution, it fixes that choppiness, but you definitely need to probably have at least I think it's a 1550 Ti or higher video card to get the good graphics, and then raycasting for the lighting and stuff you'll need a much higher end rig for that, but you can turn those settings off just like iRacing.
Okay. Another listener here has a question. I'm sure that's on everyone's mind. I don't know if you have an answer yet, but how much is this sucker going to cost? And also on top of that, where will it be available for people to find?
So at first I'll be releasing it onto Steam when it's live. So on PC platforms only at first, just because the cost of porting to a console is quite expensive. So my goal is I'm trying to shoot between that $40 to $60 sweet spot. So that way it's, there's plenty of content to keep you going for hopefully a year is the hope. And then, like I said, adding content to the game afterwards without having to add DLC costs like a lot of games are doing nowadays.
And for non-gamers, that means downloadable content.
That's it.
See, I know my nerd talk. We got another question here. Tom Long wants to know, will I have the in-car wing slider for sprint cars?
So will. So you will have, and then you also will have a shock adjuster for your micro sprints and your midgets, since you're allowed that. And then There might be with the wing sprint cars as well if decide to kind of go along with the high limit series rule package.
That's
Since
pretty
they're now
interesting.
allowing the one shock adjuster now. So
That's right. I was going to ask, is there any series that are going to be in this game?
yes, absolutely. So the Fast series in Ohio, Aaron Fry was amazing. One of the first people that got involved. NARC King of the West series, MSTS, Power Ride, and then a few of the late model series, the Steel Block series. I know for one. So I'm working on a lot of the other ones because most of my industry contacts are obviously on the open wheel side. So, all my phone contacts are unfortunately for those. So I still need to work on that. And Dale Cole actually has been helping me try to acquire some of those things. So hopefully we'll have several different series for regional content, local stuff. I did work with Dwayne, but unfortunately, getting a hold of the Shelley Farmer and Rich, they've been kind of difficult to get a hold of.
They've been awfully busy.
No, they got nothing going on.
They kind of have everything in Ohio right now by the looks of it with all stars. And then Atomic's involved, but Attica, they just didn't want to step on the World of Outlaws toes, so they kind of politely passed. So
gotcha. That Maverick simulators, they build sprint car simulators and know the contacts for both companies. About that, the stuff that I didn't understand earlier.
I'll look it up later. And
okay. Here's a question for you about the multiplayer. You talked about the online with the console version. When those are released, will the game be cross-platform? I think that means can someone on a PC race somebody on a PlayStation?
Yeah. So with the cross-platform, we'll definitely do consoles with the Xbox and PlayStation to make sure they are cross-platform. But PC gets a little tricky because with one of the big things about a PC is you can mod your games and stuff like that. So for fairness,
so they may have an unfair advantage on the PC.
Unfortunately, sometimes if once they crack the code, they could easily start to try to change things. And how iRacing did it was they basically make you rent content that you don't ever actually physically own on your PC, but you essentially have it unlocked on their cloud. But I don't really like that idea, so I'd rather have you bought it, you have the content on your PC. So people will eventually get into the game, break the code, get all the models from the game, and start modding and doing whatever they want to it eventually. So,
okay, what about like a paint booth? Cole Wright wants to know. I'm assuming to be able to design your own cars. I know you mentioned Dale Cole, and he's done a lot of design stuff for you. But what about people that want to design their own?
Yep. So right now, anybody can get a template. If they want to have their car, if they want to make their own car for the game, they are absolutely able to download a template, paint it in software, and then send it over to me. And as long as it passes my minimum standards of decency, no swear words.
Yeah, we understand that.
I will gladly put their cars in the games because having little extra AI cars is always nice to have some extra cars sitting around.
Well, I know. How did you get connected with Dale Cole Jr.? He's one of our sponsors here for the show as well, and I know he got a bunch of our listeners and me. I think he got my car in there, and he threatened to make my whatever level very low as an AI car.
Yeah, so he just kind of reached out and messaged me on Facebook, and honestly, that's where anybody that's helped me with here, little bits of the game here and there, those from the Facebook group send me a message, and like I said, I try to be as transparent with everything as possible. Like most gaming companies, they have a large corporate, structure where everything's, sealed lips, and with this, I figured I wanted to have everybody be able to give input. So that's kind of where I'm willing to be open and honest about where I'm at with things, good and the bad. And right now, currently is the bad.
So are you the only one working on this as far as the coding?
I do all of the coding and the physics myself. There's a couple guys in Australia that help you from time to time on some modeling, doing a little bit of modeling work when they have free time. Dale did a few cars for the AI, has done a few AI cars. I mean, I've painted up cars, but right now, me personally, I'm not doing a lot of the any car painting right now, just because I'm trying to get all the physics and code written. So eventually I'll start working on a stack of cars and stuff. And I've had a few people reach out about volunteering that they do like iRace paints. They've asked to volunteer, and I mean, I'm not going to turn down anybody that's willing to help. And
So, what's gonna? I guess in your mind, what sets this game apart from iRacing or the World of Outlaw games that are out?
so with the console that's made by Monster Games, that's more of a arcade-esque, racing game. And with iRacing, it's more of a hardcore simulator, very very exclusive to people that are dedicated to the sim racing craft. And like I said from the beginning with all this is I'm trying to basically find that sweet 70 to 90% of iRacing in terms of that, where you can turn on some assists if you're having too much trouble, give you some traction control, give you some steering help. So if you're having problems with counter steering, because on a controller it can get a little difficult with that counter steer when you do the old Scandinavian flick into the corner.
So what is the optimal controller to be using for this? I mean, I got like a Xbox controller I use with my PC, or a steering wheel. Which is better?
So well, once I have those, all of those tested and working, that'll be perfect for like when you run into hardcore sim settings, everything set to its highest level, just because you could have such fine input with a steering wheel. Controller will work just fine. And then eventually I'll have some more sensitivity settings, because some people were like, hey, it's too sensitive. I'd like to turn it down, how fast it goes left to right when you're steering. So the goal is to make it accessible if you want to race with a controller and a wheel. And obviously that's one thing iRacing doesn't really do, is you got to have a wheel or you can't race.
Do you ever see this ending up in like those racing simulators, the full size? I know there's like the late model one that traveled around, and then there's a bunch of sprint racing simulators. Actually, the dirt late model one had the rat bag game in it. I think you and I raced, and I beat you. That was before I raced, and
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
But you had hair.
But yeah, I did. It was crazy. But anyways, yeah, is that something you foresee?
Yeah, I mean, if hopefully everything catches on and people are enjoying what I put out, hopefully they it's not that hard to put it on. I mean, as long as those are just running off a PC, so as long as they put it on, they can run it on their sim rigs. And I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you shouldn't be running, renting a rig, So in fact, it'd be great to, at least eke out a little bit of the corner of the market, right?
Absolutely. Looking forward to this game. Again, what is your outlook as far as a release date? I know you said by the summer.
Yeah, sometime this summer. I'm hoping, if it's something to where if I don't have everything perfect, like say the career mode, because the career mode is going to be that last piece that I put together, to where if it's just, hey, I'm running in some hitches with it, it might be something where, hey, for now, here's the single player mode where you can race with some AI bots and race online. That might be an option to look at, just to get it out, get notes, improve. So,
all right, stupid question that I just popped in my head, because I remember the old rat bag racing game, and there were some mods. Are you gonna allow for mods at least on the PC? Because I know there were like extra tracks you could download. I think there was even an Oakshade track for that you could download.
So I'm not personally going to support mods, just because a lot of the coding I have in there, it's just going to be a little bit difficult, because there's going to be a trackware system. and having people making tracks to add tracks into the game. Obviously, I don't want to give out my tools, those tools, because it could create chaos.
Well, and it sounds like you got quite a selection of tracks already. So
yeah, that's the hope is keep funneling in tracks as soon as the game comes out. Then it's just me, fixing minor bugs that people found and making tracks, adding tracks in. Hopefully, and add future, every month add a couple extra tracks into the game.
So Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing is the game. Best way to get a hold of you again is it that Facebook group?
Yep. For now, and then eventually, once things start to get a little more clicked together, I'll put together a website and everything else. But for now, it's just that private group. If you just search in Facebook for Hammer Down Racing Game, it should be the only one that pops up.
I'll put a link to it on our Facebook page, and people can get in there and get is there any limits on people that can get the demo, or is that open for pretty much anyone?
Anybody that has a PC can download it and have as much fun as they want to have with it, and tell me what I did wrong with the late models, modifieds, and so I can fix them.
Awesome. Well, TJ Peterson, we appreciate the time, and get back to work on this game. I'm looking forward to it coming out.
Oh, absolutely. So I'll get back on it and hopefully have some more news for you guys in the future.
Yeah, definitely keep in touch. Let us know when it's out, and we'll let our listeners know.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Yep. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
There you go. TJ Peterson, the developer there for Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing. You're going to play it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Have you ever played a racing video game? Other
Well,
than
obviously I did, and you
pole
beat
position.
me.
Well, besides that.
A little bit, not much.
Okay. You're more for the real stuff.
Yes, sir.
Video games are a lot more cheaper, I can tell you.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. And maybe people can use this like iRacing. Like, I need to take some practice laps at Oakshade.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, man, I forgot to ask him, too, about dirt trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think someone may have said that that could be coming as a DLC later after the game comes out. Yeah. Ooh. It's a possibility. But, yeah. So
I could be excited about that.
You could you? Yeah, we could have the Showdown series. That'd be pretty cool. And, yeah, Rick, the Oakshade was pretty bad on the Rat Bag game, that mod. I do remember that. I need to get DCR Graphic Sportsman class in this game. There you go. So coming up a little bit later, we'll be doing How Many, your chance to win a Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker courtesy of DCR Graphics, which you can get for $5 if you don't win. Pretty easy to do. Let's do some racing news, and we also got the trivia question coming up later on in the show as well.
Let's see if you can find latest racing news.
It's right there.
Latest racing news.
You doubted me?
Yeah.
I got my cheat sheet right here. I'm all set, man. World of Outlaw Now Energy Drink Sprint Car Series action actually, I guess it was Sunday and Monday, so this past weekend. David Gravel winning both Sunday and Monday at Volusia Speedway Park in Florida there. So
yeah, go on.
IndyCar kicked off their season at St. Petersburg, Florida, for the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Alex Palou picking up the win there. They had a wreck on the first lap. I had it on. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but I did see that. NASCAR action, Xfinity Series on Saturday. Connor Zilisch picking up the Focus Health 250 win at Circuit of the Americas, and Cup Series action on Sunday. Christopher Bell. It was a pretty good race there at the end. I did
really
watch that.
Was.
It was very clean racing.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. Christopher Bell.
I was kind of hoping they interviewed Kyle Busch after.
I was
the
too.
race.
I stuck around for that too.
And it just
they had him.
happened.
They showed a picture of him when they were talking to. Or I think it was.
He wasn't really happy.
He had his regular Kyle Busch face. He has the resting Busch face, as I call it, RBF. Yeah, but yeah, I was hoping to hear what he had to say there. But I mean, nobody raced him dirty there at the end.
No. I don't know. He had a little bit older tires that could have played into it. I don't know.
So yeah, Christopher Bell picking up the win there in the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas. Other action, last weekend's guest, Owen Halpane. Remember him?
I do.
I got a lot of comments on that interview too.
Really?
He's like, he was really good.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Him and Anton Hernandez, a couple former guests on the show, raced at the Now 600 event at Little Texas Motor Speedway on Friday. Owen finished 8th in his A-Class Micro B main, and Anton finished 9th in his non-wing Micro B main. On Saturday, both had a little better luck. Owen finished 4th in his heat and 15th in the feature. Anton won his heat and finished 8th in the feature. So, congratulations to them. Planning your dream wedding?
No, thank you.
Or special event?
Ooh, maybe.
Make it unforgettable with Magic Moment Entertainment. Mention the Hammer Down Racer Report when you book, and you will get $100 off your reception DJ service. With over 30 years of experience, Ron Burt will make sure your event is perfect. Magic Moment handles everything from contracts to full liability insurance, giving you peace of mind, plus no hidden fees, no charges for mileage or dance floor lighting ever. He serves Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, the entire state, so no charge for him to go all the way the far end of Kentucky.
That's a long way from here.
It is. Magic Moment specializes in wedding receptions, but also excels in corporate events and mitzvahs. They take pride in working closely with couples and clients to create magical moments tailored just for you. Call 419-594-2261 or find Magic Moment Entertainment on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. They're now booking for June and beyond, so don't wait. Make your event extraordinary with Magic Moment Entertainment. And, of course, Ron Miller Race Cars, your one-stop racing headquarters located in Lambertville, Michigan. Ron Miller Race Cars has everything you need to keep your racing dreams on the track. No, on track. And on the track.
Yep.
On the track.
To finish first.
On track, on the track.
To finish first you have to finish.
Yes. From custom race cars to parts, safety equipment, service, even American Racer tires. If it's for racing, Ron has it. Or you can get it. Transmission service.
Yeah.
Yeah. All transmissions or just certain transmissions? Anything?
Pretty much. No automatics.
No automatic. No old school automatics. Okay. So my Power Glide, you wouldn't.
No.
You're
on your own.
Okay.
Did you ever race with a Power Glide?
I did. When I first started, it was a Power Glide.
Oh boy.
With it was
different.
It was. We'll go with that. Give Ron a call today at 734-856-7223. Let Ron help you gear up for victory. Ron Miller Race Cars, fueling racers one lap at a time. Get to those. Got some racing news to get to here. Should we bust that out real quick?
Yeah.
I played the wrong one earlier, didn't I? It was a racing roundup we were supposed to do when I played.
Latest racing news.
Yeah. Maybe I should play the racing roundup one since I played the wrong one.
Don't do that.
Are you sure?
Racing roundup.
So it's racing news. Let's do that. Catherine Legge will make her NASCAR Cup Series debut this weekend at Phoenix, driving the number 78 Chevrolet for Live Fast Motorsports. First time a woman's been in Cup competition since 2018, I do believe.
Danica?
I think so. I'm not sure. Was she racing that? I don't know. It seems like a long time ago, but not that long ago.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know who else has been in Cup racing. There's been,
There could.
It's a lot in ARCA.
Yeah.
But Catherine Legge.
Producer Dave will know.
He knows everything. Jade Avedissian. She became the first woman winner in Cars Tour history. Did you see that over the weekend?
I did.
She finished second on the track, though. She finished second in the race. In the Cars Pro late model opener, TJ DeCare, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He failed post-race inspection, which basically allowed Avedissian to inherit the victory. So, another former guest on the show.
Yeah.
Congratulations to her.
We've got a lot of former
guests. See, so they're getting their wins now. Doug says it was Danica. So there you go.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Waynesfield Raceway Park released its schedule on Monday. Speaking of the farmers,
Right.
there are 5 races scheduled. The Great Lakes Super Sprints are scheduled for 2 nights, Sunday, May 25th and Thursday, July 3rd. The All-Star Circuit of Champions are going to be there Thursday, June 19th for Ohio Sprint Speed Week. And then again, Saturday, August 23rd. The season finale will feature 410 sprints on Saturday, October 11th. Sport classes will include dirt car UMP modifieds, dirt trucks, USAC D2 midgets, and 305 sprints. You can check out their website or Facebook for the schedule.
To be clear, the truck series that's there
That's
is
the Dirt Track Truck Series.
Right, it's the four-cylinder trucks.
Yes. Yeah, no showdown series. I talked to Corey when that came out and asked him. He's like, yeah, farmers, they kind of want to keep things simple this year and kind of get things back on track before doing that.
Okay.
Because I know Corey, he had been trying to work an additional show there at Waynesfield
Right.
for the Showdown Series with the dirt trucks from Fremont and
Right.
the super stocks from Oakshade, which I've still never been to Waynesfield, and I really want to get there. So one of these days. Fremont Speedway has posted the rules for its 12 hours of Fremont Speedway Enduro. It's on its website under the Rules tab and on its Facebook page as well. We also posted a link to that
Right.
on our Facebook page. You planning on running that?
Maybe. Maybe, yeah.
There was some talk about it going around and some I would like to run that, but it's the Showdown Series is going to be at Oakshade that night.
Ooh.
I believe the race starts in the morning though on Saturday. So
Yeah, you'd be nice and fresh. Well, it's only
it's 12 hours, and I think it
but
starts at 9.
4 drivers in 3-hour shifts.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, 3-hour shifts. So
Scott, you're worn out after a 20-minute feature.
I could do 9 to getting up and being there by 9 o'clock might be hard on a Saturday morning, but other than that, so there you go. But the rules are on there. The rules look pretty simple too.
Yeah,
it looked like it's going to be a fun event. NASCAR has penalized Austin Cindric 50 points, fined him $50,000 for intentionally spinning Ty Dillon in last weekend's Cup race at Circuit of the Americas. Did you see that where
I did.
Cindric kind of got pushed a little bit high off of the corner, one of the corners there early in the race, and kind of hooked him on the straightaway right after that.
Dumped him, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's a fitting penalty for that?
If you live by the horn, you're going to die. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the Have At It boys? Is that gone?
They forgot.
They forgot that. Have at it, boys, but we're going to fine you. Kyle Larson and the, speaking of fines, the number 5 Hendrick Motorsports team
that tire deal
will be without their jackman and front tire changer due to both being suspended for 2 races. NASCAR penalized both members for a safety violation where Larson's number 5 Chevrolet lost a right front wheel following a pit stop on Sunday there at Circuit of the Americas. And remember Chase Briscoe getting a penalty back at Daytona for something with the spoiler? Well, they
didn't fix it.
Chase Briscoe and the number 19 Joe Gibbs Racing Team have won their appeal. They actually won an appeal. It doesn't happen often, but they won their appeal following the penalties that were handed down by NASCAR after the Daytona 500. The National Motorsports Appeals Panel overturned the team's L2 level penalty, which was related to the sanctioning body discovering modifications to the spoiler of the number 19 Toyota after further inspection at the NASCAR Research and Development Center. The appeals panel had this to say about that. Quote, the panel believes that the elongation of some of the holes on the number 19 Cup car spoiler base is caused by the process of attaching that specific spoiler base to the rear deck and not modification of the single source part, unquote.
So there was nothing intentional.
I think that's kind of what they're saying.
Yeah.
The 3-member panel, I guess, came up with that statement there. So Briscoe, who finished 4th at Daytona International Speedway in the Cup Series opener, was initially docked 100 driver points and 10 playoff points, along with the driver JGR was fined $100,000. and also deduct 100 points and 10 playoff points in owner standings. Crew chief James Small was also initially suspended for 4 races. This ruling rescinds all of those penalties. So Briscoe is now jumped to 14th in the driver standings. After
And Joe Gibbs gets to keep $100,000.
Yes, I think so. Or if he already paid it, he gets it back. I'm assuming he hasn't paid that yet, but I don't know how you get back missing your crew chief, though.
Gee, we're sorry. That's what you
Maybe
get.
he can do something and they could suspend him, and then he could say, well, I've already served that suspension.
That's it.
We'll go with
TJ says that they will be adding a dirt track or a dirt truck
in the
future.
There you go. It wasn't just a rumor then. DCR Graphics is your source for high-quality wraps, stickers, die casts, banners, and more. If you're looking to upgrade your race team's look, DCR Graphics has you covered with full wraps starting at $425 plus shipping. If you want to showcase your car in miniature form, you can get a box of 8 custom die casts for only $130 plus shipping. Available for late models, sprints, and modifieds. No dirt trucks on those, I'm sorry.
Oh. Not yet.
Not yet, at least. He might. I don't know if he's working on that. He might be able to find some. And now DCR has even more ways to show off your style. Check out their brand new lineup of crew shirts, T-shirts, hoodies, hats, flags, and more. Hit up DCR Graphics on Facebook or call 419-308-9523 to place your order today. DCR Graphics, where speed meets style. I believe
There's got to be a...
John Young got some shirts from him.
That's what I heard. There's got to be a truck blanks around because
Somewhere.
of the NASCAR trucks.
That's true. He should be able to.
Oh, yeah.
Next time I see him, I'll talk to him. I'll tell him to get on that.
He'd better be listening.
Victory Fuel, the ultimate flavored electrolyte water to power your day, packed with a full load of electrolytes, 120% of your daily vitamins, and absolutely no artificial coloring, caffeine, or carbonation, just pure refreshing hydration. It's no wonder Victory Fuel is the top choice for race teams on race day, helping them stay at peak performance when it matters most. If you're ready to stock up, contact your local sales representative, Tanya Conley. She's been a little under the weather recently.
There's a lot of that going around.
So she might have some catching up to do, but she'll take care of you. She can handle your needs if you need it for track concessions or business wholesale inquiries. Contact her at Tanya at drinkvictory.com. That's TANYA at drinkvictory.com. Or you can just go to drinkvictory.com and order some yourself right off the website there. Use discount code Conley Racing, CONLEY Racing, all one word, at checkout, and you'll get exclusive savings. Victory Fuel, because champions deserve the best. You got that look. I'm so confused.
I love your little taglines. It's all AI. I know.
No, that's all. That's all my creative input.
Oh,
there.
that's you.
Let's go with that. I'm making that up. No Hammer Down hotline playback this week, but if you do want to call or text, there you go, 419-318-3081. Call or text anytime, day or night. And if you got something on your mind about racing, maybe
we'll answer it.
Another question about the Hammer Down dirt track racing game. Again, not related to us, but I guess it is because it's a racing
now
thing,
because he's been on the show.
There you go. It's he named the game after us. Just kidding, TJ. But, there you go. Call that number anytime, day or night. Let's do our how many. And again, last week's how many was how many IndyCar drivers will finish on the lead lap at St. Petersburg on Sunday. There were more than I had figured.
Yes.
Quite a few of them, actually, when I looked up the results. You said 15, and as I recall, I went one over you last week. And
you said, I'm going under.
Yes, because that didn't work out for me last week. Well, going under for me this week didn't
work either.
I said 14, so you were closest here in the studio.
The 22? What was the exact? What was
20.
It? 20. Yeah.
20 was the exact number of cars that finished on the lead lap. Brian Nelson guessed 20. He is the final winner of the large one-item East of Chicago pizza over there in Clyde. He's got 30 days to claim that pizza. Get a hold of me, and I'll get you in touch with the right people to get that pizza. Again, you got 30 days. Congratulations, Brian Nelson. So next week's How Many, we're going to give away some stickers. Don't eat these. These are not pizza. These are stickers we're going to start getting away, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Hammer Down Race Report stickers you can slap.
They look good, but not very tasty.
I haven't actually tried it. I'm not going to either, but I guess you can. But
Little pizza sauce,
we're going to have to put a disclaimer on the back of it, like
do not eat.
Like the McDonald's coffee. This is hot. It could burn you.
Yeah.
So this week's How Many question, and you can put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or the YouTube Live, and you have until Saturday at noon. Give you Saturday at noon because the event is Saturday night. How many World of Outlaw NASA Energy Drink sprint cars are going to be in competition at Magnolia Motor Speedway on Saturday night?
Ooh, that's going to be a biggie.
Think so? I didn't do any research in this, so I have no idea on that number. You get to pick first, so congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
The winner will get a official Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker next week here on the show, courtesy of DCR Graphics. Again, just put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live or Facebook Live until noon on Saturday. So if you're listening to us on the podcast, you can find the video broadcast and put that in there. Speaking of the video stuff on Facebook, I got to notice they're going to be deleting all of our old videos, like everybody's. It's a new Facebook policy where they're only keeping, if it's over 30 days old, it's going to be gone.
Oh, no.
So I've been going through, because I have all the audio of our shows over the past, how many years have we been doing this now? 8 years now?
Yeah.
And I have the audio, but I don't have the video. And I've always figured if I need the video, it's on Facebook. Yeah. Well, no. So I've been going through and downloading everything.
Hammer Down Racing Report has taken way too much bandwidth.
Yeah, I guess so. So I went back through, starting back in 2017, and I've gone up through, I think just today I got up through 2020 and downloaded all those. There's a ton of 360 some videos. Yeah. So I'm going to get all those and archive them on YouTube. So
okay.
I might be featuring a classic episode on YouTube over the next couple months here.
Yeah.
Starting in the next couple months. So if you're not a follower of our YouTube channel, definitely check that out. Hammer Down Racing Report on
Skylar
on
Hovis is really close.
Oh.
He said 45. It's going to be 46.
46 is your guess
46
for the
is my guess.
World of Outlaws at Magnolia on Saturday. Then jeez. I went under you last week. If I go over you, I'm not feeling comfortable. It seems like I've been chasing elusively. So I'm going to go under again. 45. I'm going 45. That's my pick. So still time to get your guess in. There's the Discord link, and I'll share that in a separate post after the show, too, from TJ Peterson. Just posted that in the comments of our Facebook Live there. So if you're interested in getting the demo, that's where you can download that from. There's information in there. I'm not a Discord expert at all. It's a little... I don't use it very much, but I figured it out enough to get to the files and download it. And there's no install file. It just you download the stuff and put it somewhere, and then you play it.
Whoa, okay.
So if I can figure it out, other people can too. So before we get to our DCR Graphics racing menu of events for this upcoming weekend, a couple last-minute announcements here, commercials, sponsor announcements. Are you a racer or fan looking to capture every thrilling moment on the track? Look no further than Freeze Frame Photos, your go-to for all your racing photo needs, whether it's heart-pounding action shots or those unforgettable victory lane moments. Freeze Frame Photos has you covered, but that's not all. They offer a fantastic range of custom gifts to commemorate your favorite races, including print magnets, can koozies, tumblers, wood plaques, custom slate photos, wind spinners, and buttons, just to name a few. If you want to add a personal touch, that's not a problem. Freeze Frame Photos can customize any photo or gift item with your own text and graphics, making each piece uniquely yours. Call Charlie today at 419-407-6694 and let Freeze Frame Photos turn your favorite memories into timeless treasures. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments, frozen in time. And racers...
But things have been thawing out lately.
It's cold today. I don't know what you're talking about. Next week, maybe. Racers, get ready. Dippin' Motorsports is your complete race shop in Northwest Ohio. He's got Hoosier tires, high-performance parts, full service, and support to keep you on track. On the track.
The track.
Or on track. We'll go with on track.
On track.
Whether you need expert service or the right gear, Dittman Motorsports has you covered. Call 419-283-8580 or stop by today, DittmanMotorsports.com. Let's find out what's coming up this weekend. That's going to be this guy right here.
This weekend's racing menu.
We got Racing Down Under. It's a big event coming up this weekend. But first, talk about High Tech Speedway Toowoomba. Friday, it's the AMCA Nationals night number 1, featuring AMCA's wingless sprint cars, street stocks, and junior sedans. Saturday, it's AMCA Nationals night number 2, featuring AMCA's sprint cars, Formula 500s, and junior Formula 500s. Perth Motorplex, big late model race down. Is this the biggest ever? Is that what I was reading?
This is a big deal. In Australia, every class has a national championship, and this year the late model championship, and it moves around. This year it's at the beautiful Perth Motorplex. Very nice facility, well run. They've been presenting just an awesome racetrack all year. It's going to be a big deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had over 7,000, maybe 8,000 people there.
Wow. Friday and Saturday night, the Australian Late Model Championship. You sent me the list of drivers there.
Right.
And I saw
52 drivers pre-entered.
Kai, who else
Kai
is
Blight.
Veronica is going to be on there.
Yeah, did you see that Veronica is going to be wired up? She's going to have a microphone.
I did not, no.
Yeah, she's going to have a microphone so people can hear her thoughts.
Live, or is this going to be recorded in that?
I don't know exactly.
Live would be more fun.
Don't know how it's going to play out.
I'm going to have to. I'll reach out to her. That's tomorrow.
This weekend.
That's like.
Yeah.
Wait, it's already set Friday morning there,
it's
so it's
Friday
tonight
morning.
there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be first thing in the morning. Oh, I'm going to have to look into that. That's going to be.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. She's fun.
Yeah. It could be interesting.
Yeah, so it's
she said she doesn't understand why people would be interested in hearing her breathe heavy. I got to believe there's going to be a whole lot more than that involved.
I hope so. Australian Late Model Championships at Perth Motorplex Friday and Saturday. In addition to the late models on Friday, you got Formula 500s and junior 500s, junior sedans as well. Saturday, you got the late model sprint cars and speed cars. So 3 classes there on Saturday night, but late models are going to be the main event. Manjimup Speedway on Saturday. Supermods Country Round featuring V8 dirt modified street stocks, production sedans, and junior sedans. And that pretty much wraps up all the racing action in Australia this weekend. In the States, we got the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series with a couple more races. The Dega Duel at Talladega Short Track in Alabama. That's Friday night, tomorrow night. And then you got the Black Ice Brawl at Magnolia Motor Speedway in Mississippi on Saturday, March 8th. That's where our How Many question comes from tonight. ARCA Menard Series back in action. The General Tire 150 at Phoenix Raceway. That's on Friday, March 7th. That'll be on FS1 starting at 8 o'clock. I saw Charlie Crawl was posting some stuff out in the desert, so I'm assuming he's already out there for that this weekend. NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, the GovX 200 at Phoenix Raceway. That'll be on the CW at 5 p.m. And then Sunday, Cup Series action, Shriners Children's 500. That'll be at 3:30 on FS1. So off of the
We were talking
broadcast network.
About the Black Ice Special, the Magnolia race. What if weather plays a factor?
It could. Then I'd be even happier with my guess. Of just
so you're not going to move it to the next clear day, or
nope. It would be.
Right.
Did I say on Saturday? Well, hold on. I didn't even put this up on the screen. Is that part of it? And tough luck if you already put in your guess, because you can't change your guess once it's in. That's one of the rules. How many World of Sprint cars on Saturday? Yep, I did.
Okay.
I did.
So
on Saturday.
If it was moved,
to Sunday, then it's 0 on Saturday. Ooh. Yeah.
And there's been some goofy weather lately, so
I haven't checked the forecast for Mississippi.
I haven't either, but I'm just saying that.
I'm just looking forward to next week where I saw 70s and 67 on Tuesday and 70 on Wednesday or something. Hell, let's go racing. We got racing coming up next week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Around here, at least. Yeah, looking forward to that. Just about set to wrap things up here on tonight's show, but a little advance on the Oakshade Raceway 50th anniversary trivia question for another pair of Oakshade Raceway grandstand passes, good for any night during the 2025 season.
And this is your homework assignment for the week, folks.
Well, I'll make a post next week like I did today, or this week, with the question on there, and where you can put your guesses in the comments of that post. So this is just so you get a little leg up on folks that haven't listened to the show before I make that post. Who is the only driver to win both the birthday race and the Oakshade Track Championship in the same year?
Ooh.
I think it's an easy one, but do you know?
Could be.
Do you know the answer?
Maybe.
So that'll be next week's 50th anniversary trivia question, and that'll get you, if you get the correct answer, you get a chance to win these passes. So there you go. And you have to be listening, as I neglected to remember at the beginning of the show tonight. You have to be listening at the beginning of the show next week too.
And if you win, you've got 5 minutes to post. I win.
And Doug did very well today. He was right there. Thanks to producer Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swanner, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on X at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading all those classic episodes back when we were in the iHeart Studios and the Ron Miller Race Car Studio A and Studio B. And did we have a C?
No,
I don't think we went to a C. But yeah, find Hammer Down Racing Report on YouTube. You can get the links at hammerdownracingreport.com for all of our social media. Also, don't forget to listen to us. Subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And again, video is on Spotify. Spotify. Oh, they've changed to where not only do they just have the audio, now they do video. And it's not always the same if you're not watching us live, because like last week we had a few technical glitches with Owen.
Right.
So those got edited out of the video and the audio before it got uploaded to Spotify. So sometimes...
So Spotify makes us look good.
So we look better when we're edited, not live. Because when you're live, anything can happen.
And frequently does.
Frequently does. So sometimes you'll get two different shows of the live show and the podcast. So there you go. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Magic Moment Entertainment, Victory Fuel, Dipman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, and DCR Graphics. Thanks to TJ Peterson joining us tonight from the Hammer Down Dirt Track Racing game. Looking forward to that coming out. Maybe we'll see if we can give away some copies. I think we talked about that a long time ago once that game comes out. Next week on the show, if everything goes okay and Justin's not too busy, I talked to him last week, and we're shooting for next Thursday. Justin Liskey from Attica Raceway Park as they get set to kick off their season.
Don't get too nuts.
A week from tomorrow, Attica Raceway Park is scheduled to race. That's when racing season kind of kicks off in Northwest Ohio, at least in my mind.
And the Hammer Down weekend racing pit stop.
Oh, the weather! Yeah, the weekend
pit stop.
Weekend weather pit stop is going to come back.
Be back.
You're going to have some homework to do.
I can handle it.
All right, that's it for this show. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That's a wrap on show number 369 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.